The Boys and Invincible, two comic book series turned TV shows that have taken the world completely by storm. Within these universes, there are plenty of archetypal superheroes like Homelander and Invincible, who share a lot of traits with the most iconic superhero of all time, Superman. While both characters share similar power sets, they are completely different heroes, if you can even call Homelander a hero. Mark loves humanity and will do anything he can to save Earth, while Homelander really only loves himself and would rather rule Earth as a god than serve Earth as a hero. In today's video, I will take the comic book versions of each of these now iconic characters and pit them against each other in a no-holds-barred battle to the death. First, let's talk about Invincible, a character we've talked about at length on this channel in previous videos. Mark is a half-human, half-Viltrumite whose superhuman powers were awakened during his time in high school. Inheriting them from his father, Mark was born with the ability to fly at faster-than-light speeds and shatter planets, but it took a long time for him to reach those heights. As Mark would work towards becoming the most powerful Viltrumite, he was tested against the likes of Alan the Alien, Anissa, Conquest, and even his father, Omni-Man. During this time, it is fair to say that Mark peaked at roughly island level. As Mark continues to test his mettle, he becomes naturally stronger due to his Viltrumite DNA, and eventually becomes powerful enough to be 1/4 of the energy needed to destroy planet Viltrum. Due to the planet's size and how completely it was destroyed, Mark is calculated to be able to output roughly 0.567 zetatons of TNT, meaning he has the power to destroy a small planet by himself. However, Mark continues to grow exponentially throughout the series, and while he does nearly die on the surface of the sun during his final fight with Thrag, this is a massive outlier, as even being in the center of the sun only requires multi-city block level durability. Since we know Mark is much more powerful than this consistently, we typically ignore this as an anti-feat, call it an outlier, which again isn't consistent with the rest of Mark's feats of strength and durability. As I mentioned previously, Mark also has the ability to fly and can survive extended visits to space, but does need to hold his breath while flying through the infinite vacuum. Of course, he can also withstand extreme cold, as the baseline temperature in space is minus 454 degrees Fahrenheit, or for all you non-American viewers, minus 270 degrees Celsius. But how does the most powerful soup in the world compare to Mark? Much like Superman before him, Homelander's origin story that was told to the public was that he arrived on Earth as a baby who was sent from his dying planet and was raised by his adoptive parents once he landed on Earth. However, this is just that, a story. In reality, Homelander was experimented on as a baby by Vought American, who injected his mother with Compound V while she was pregnant with Homelander. After being born, Homelander went on a baby rampage, killing the doctors who pulled him from his mother's womb. Homelander's powers manifested as super strength, flight, and heat vision. He also grew rapidly and was kept in check as a child with a nuclear bomb that would be detonated if he ever got out of control, in the hopes that it would kill him. Homelander has shown incredible feats of strength, like tossing a jet with one arm, and completely dwarfs the power levels of all the previous soups in the series. He is referred to as a nuke compared to their quote-unquote sticks of dynamite. With that in mind, the Crimson Countess, one of the older soups, could melt tanks, which requires city block level power to do so. Since he is considered a nuke compared to Crimson Countess, who is considered a stick of dynamite, he'd be far superior to her. If we take this literally, Homelander would be 209,000 times more powerful than Crimson Countess, giving Homelander the strength to output over 12 quadrillion joules, or enough to destroy an entire small city. Homelander is also able to fly fast enough to break the sound barrier at over Mach 3. He has an accelerated healing factor, heat vision, X-ray vision, sonic screams, and generally enhanced senses. So, how would a battle between Mark and Homelander go? Well, maybe if Homelander was able to fight Mark the minute Mark first got his powers, then he might be able to give Mark a bloody nose or something. It's really not close. I mean, you guys saw the feats. Mark is out here blowing up planets, and Homelander is out here maybe potentially, if we use statements and generalizations and sort of take them all literally, small city level. This is even using the comic book version of Homelander. He's only arguably small city level. And again, that's using a bunch of assumptions with statements alone and no real feats to back it up. These characters in The Boys are meant to be much more realistic in terms of their power levels, and Nuke in the comics was supposed to be able to kill Homelander even when he was older than just a very small child. So I don't see any possible way Homelander at his peak could even beat Mark at his weakest. And that includes TV show Homelander, who again is only arguably nuclear bomb level. But there is a sliver, an absolute sliver of shining light for you Homelander fans. If we take his Mortal Kombat scaling, he's able to one-shot Fire God Liu Kang, who is able to make a black hole during one of his fatalities. When calculated, this comes out to large planetary level, which puts him above the level of Mark Grayson, at least by the middle of the series. No doubt that Mark gets much more powerful later on in the series. The Mark that we see during the middle point of the series that is like small planetary would get one shot by Thrag, and by the end of the series Mark is able to fight Thrag evenly, and then fast forward a few hundred years and Mark is even more powerful. I couldn't tell you exactly how much stronger he is, but he should be at bare minimum around that large planetary level. Then it comes down to speed, but unfortunately Homelander, even in the Mortal Kombat universe, lacks in this arena. He really only taps out at lightning timer level, which is, you know, the ability to move fast enough to dodge lightning. Unfortunately, this is about 1/3 the speed of light, so not fast enough to dodge any of Mark's attacks, so Mark would pretty much just throw 1,000 punches at him like he was the Flash, and Homelander wouldn't see any of them coming and probably lose pretty quickly. So there was a sliver of hope. I did give you guys some hope, but then I tore it away in under a minute. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Remember, like and subscribe. It does really help us out. Let us know down in the comments, what versus battles do you want to see from The Boys? During last season, we did Soldier Boy versus Captain America. I want to do more live action versus battles because I think they're a lot closer and a lot more fair. So let me know down in the comments what you want to see. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And remember the motto, it's Invincible versus Homelander over everything, and I'll see you guys next time.